What you want me to say?
It's up to you. I ain't gonna beg you to tell your side of the story. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if it's an accident, throw it out there. If you didn't mean to this happen, let's hear it.
So what did I do?
You killed Abel Kane.
Okay.
We'll see the picture. And he dead.
Flat on that table, okay? All right, have a seat. Great. That ain't too tight? That's good. All right. Just gonna grab some water. They'll be right back in, all right now?
Well, that's your saving grace. You didn't know they were going to go around there and murder the boy.
They killed him?
Yeah, they killed him. That's why this is homicide investigation.
Very serious.
Where were you at TA? Whose apartment were you at?
I just be out there.
How long do you think you were there?
It's around like 5, 6.
So you're there, 5 hours, something like that? Okay. Do you remember what part you were in?
I just be everywhere.
She was kind of walking around. Just kind of socializing. You know a bunch of people out there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any problems with anybody out there?
Well, sometimes I have problems with them.
With who?
Them, him, and the people that he be with.
Like who?
But I don't know, cause they're like game bangers and stuff like that.
In Florida, the concept of depraved mind murder, also known as second-degree murder, refers to an act so dangerous and indifferent to human life that the law treats it nearly as harshly as intentional killing. This doctrine dates back decades, and cases like Presley versus State from 1986 made it clear that shooting into an occupied vehicle qualifies for second-degree murder and evinces such a depraved mind. That principle was reaffirmed on April 30, 2025, when the Florida First District Court of Appeal ruled in the case of Vincent Winchester versus the state of Florida. In this video, we're diving into how the appeal played out, Winchester's arguments, the court's legal reasoning, and how precedent sealed the outcome. You'll also get to watch Winchester's interrogation. Let's go over the procedural background. At trial, Winchester's defense team moved for a judgment of acquittal after the close of the state's evidence on the second-degree murder charge. They argued that the state had failed to show that he acted with a depraved mind, a required element under the statute for second-degree murder. The trial court denied the motion, and the jury returned a guilty verdict. Winchester was eventually sentenced to 50 years in prison. On appeal, Winchester renewed his challenge, again claiming insufficiency of the evidence of a depraved mind. The appellate court applied the de novo standard of review, basically not giving deference to the trial court and reviewing the issue again, de novo. So it looked at it from scratch. But crucially, the facts are viewed in the light most favorable to the state. The court found that Winchester had participated in a planned armed robbery, approached the victim's car with a loaded gun, and fired 3 times into the vehicle as the victims tried to flee. One bullet struck Abel Kane, passing through his lung, trachea, and a major artery, killing him shortly after at the hospital. The court concluded, citing to the Presley case and other similar cases, that firing into an occupied vehicle, especially during a robbery, is inherently dangerous and demonstrates a depraved indifference to human life. As such, the evidence was legally sufficient to support the conviction. So, the First District Court of Appeal affirmed the conviction and also affirmed the 50-year sentence.
In Florida, a teenager, even if already 18, cannot purchase a handgun. So if a teenager wants to purchase a handgun for whatever reason, then he or she will look on places like the black market or the street. On June 27, 2018, in Pensacola, Florida, not long after the night's darkness set in, 3 young men drove to a pre-agreed-upon location to meet up with someone they knew only as duty. For that purpose, one of them wanted to buy a handgun, and the other 2 came along to help, for security. But what happened next was not a simple sale. Instead, the 3 young men were ambushed shortly after arriving to the location. 2 other teens approached the car, and at least one of them was armed, and started an attempted armed robbery. As the driver, 18-year-old Abel Kane, pressed the accelerator pedal to try to flee, 3 shots rang out. One of the robbers shot at the vehicle, and 1 bullet tore through Abel's lung, trachea, and major artery. With the driver gravely injured, the car soon came to a stop while the robbers fled the scene. Abel Kane was taken to a hospital, but sadly he died from his injuries. With the help of the surviving victims and their description of duty, police quickly zeroed in on Kalijah Watson as the so-called duty. They found him later that night and took him to the interrogation room. Let's join the detectives as they try to figure out the truth of what happened.
This is the interrogation of Vincent Winchester, the youngest of these 3 amigos.
Hey, Vincent.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? I'm Investigator Knotts. This is Sergeant Coxwell.
Nice to meet you.
You too. I wasn't there when you were picked up, but I think you kind of have a gist of what's going on here and what you're here for. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. If you have any questions for me, stop me and we'll go over it, okay? This says that you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to have a lawyer present while being questioned. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer will be appointed for you without cost before questioning. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This right here says that I've read the statement of my rights shown above and I understand what my rights are. No promises or threats have been made to me and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you understand everything that we went over in this and you don't have any questions, you can sign right there. All right. All right, Mr. Winchester. I don't know how much they explained to you today. What exactly did they tell you about what you're here for?
My sister said something about homicide.
Okay. That is true. That's what you're here for. I'm not going to beat around the bush with it. Okay. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I've been working going on now almost 24 hours and I haven't slept. Okay. So I'm expecting to be straight up with you, and I'm expecting to get that in return. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't have time for it. So the best thing that you can do at this point is to be completely 100% honest, because that's only going to help your situation. Okay. And if you were to sit here today and say, I don't know nothing about nothing, or whatever the case, it's only going to hurt you, because everything that we've got so far, just almost 24 hours into it, it's only going to get worse. Okay. So this is your chance to say, here's the story. This is how it happened. And you can get your side of it out there so that it's not somebody else trying to pin it all on you. You see what I'm saying?
I don't even fear nobody. That's all I really can say.
Well, we know that it wasn't intentional. We can put you there. I mean, that's the white guy that survived. I mean, already identified you. What you didn't know is y'all went to school together. He recognized you. So there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. If we have the right person, we do have the right person. But I don't think he went there with the intention to kill the guy. I think that shit just went sideways and went sour, and it didn't mean to happen. But to sit there and say that I wasn't there, that shit ain't gonna fly. I mean, it ain't gonna work. And what's gonna happen is, if you go down that route, you're gonna sit up there on the stand when this goes to trial in about 2 years, and they're gonna look at you and think, man, that dude is cold-blooded, hardcore, has no remorse for what he's done. I'm not telling you what you need to do, but I think a little remorse and sorry for your actions goes a long way for what may have occurred or may not have occurred. But ain't no saying that you weren't there, because we know Demetrius Caesar was the other one that was there with you. We know who set it up, whose phone was used, who the go-between with the white boy was. I mean, we already run it all the way down. We got the cameras from Oakwood. We got y'all leaving out on the bicycles. It ain't a question of who did it. The question is, why did it happen? And it's up to you, bro. I mean, you know, I know from everything that I just told you, you know, we own it.
I've gone through this a year straight. That's everything.
I understand. You're 16 years old. You're facing life in prison. This ain't no bullshit stuff. You're charged as an adult.
That's what I was charged for the first one.
Okay. But you don't have a bunch of people that know you in that case.
I was positively identified.
Huh?
I was positively identified.
Can it be
On
positive?
robbery.
Okay.
That
It's up to
ended
you.
up getting dropped down to trespassing and conveyance.
We're talking about somebody that lost their life. We're talking about video cameras. We're talking about a boy that was there with you. Okay. That knows you. And this is the whole thing that's going to happen. You're going to jail today. This ain't no thing. You were charged with murder. Okay. Demetrius, he's going to get that same chair that you got right there. He's going to come in here and tell his story. I'd rather you tell your story for you instead of us having to tell it for you. Because Demetrius, he ain't the one with the gun. Demetrius, he going to get on that bus and he going to get the front row seat. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's what your other boy is going to do too. When I say that, that's the other one that's sitting in jail over there right now, charged with murder.
What you want me to say?
It's up to you. I ain't gonna beg you to tell your side of the story. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if it's an accident, throw it out there. If you didn't mean to this happen, let's hear it.
So what did I do?
Killed Abel Kane.
I can't.
We'll see the picture. He dead. It'll probably be something you ain't never seen in your life. The way that boy's almost cut in half where they're trying to save his life on that hospital table. He died a horrible death. There ain't no doubt about it. And to me, it was. I mean, I know you didn't go there intentionally to kill that boy. And I know he's trying to smash out of there. Y'all were just going to try to hit a lick. You're supposed to trade guns. But that wasn't the plan. The plan was to take their shit.
That wasn't one.
Well, that's why we're talking to you, so you can tell your side of the story, because you got two other people that are telling it differently. Well, actually, more than that, you got the white guy that was in the driver's seat that his brother got killed, that he went to school with you. He knows you, because y'all went to Glover, whatever middle school shit y'all went to for, I guess, bad kids or whatever. Camelot, whatever. So, you got him. You got Craig Chambliss, that's friends with y'all, knows y'all, been knowing y'all. He's sitting over in jail right now charged with murder. Okay? Not Craig. Who's sitting over there?
Fucking Dooney.
Dooney. Dooney's sitting in jail over there. Elijah Watson. So Elijah coming in here. Well, you know, they wanted to use my phone. They wanted me to text that boy to come over here. He had a gun. They were going to trade guns, but I didn't want to go over there with them. So Demetrius and Vincent go over there. I hear the gunshots, 2 or 3 gunshots. And they come back around there. I get my phone back from them. Text messages going back and forth between everybody. We got his phone. I understand. You got a phone that doesn't have cell service. You got to hook it up with Wi-Fi to get anything kind of stuff. I get it. But what happens is we got the machine over there that can retrieve deleted text messages and stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. But your biggest thing that hurts you is the boy that went to school with you. And it looks bad because that's recorded right there. We set that piece of paper down in front of him. That's him right there. That's when he shot my brother. I mean, we got Craig Chambliss's gun that was supposed to be trading. Got him on video getting out of the car, running down the fence road, throwing his gun down. All we had to do is watch the video. We went and picked his up. So we got his gun. Adds validity to the story. So, I mean, I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is tell your side of the story, because you got 2 other people, defendants, that are going to be in jail. First one on the bus gets the seat. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't no doubt about it. They're going to be testifying against you. Then you got the victim of the robbers, Craig Chambliss, and the boy that got killed, his brother, also pointing the finger. So he can identify you. But you go down that route that I was wrongly identified as in the carjacking, where the hell it was. But where you made a mistake, so when you reached in and you unlocked the driver's door, you left your DNA on it. So we can tie you to the scene. We can put you there. We got you on camera. leaving out on the bicycles with Demetrius. So I passed right by the office, go to the gate. There's 32 cameras out there at Oakwood Terrace. TA, whatever anybody wants to call them. I mean, we went over there and saw your sister. She's wrecked. She tore up. Your mama, not so much. Your sister. Sister got love for you.
Both of them do.
I'm sure, Mama's always going to have love for her child, but she didn't let it bother her. She was more worried about your sister getting kicked out because the police showed up over there looking for you. So she's more worried about your sister really than what's going on. I'll tell you what else is going to really look bad is you just got outed on the 21st. And here you are charged with murder on the 28th. They're going to crucify you in the newspaper. Crucify you. They're going to make you out be the devil. That you're some bad kid. 16 years old. Just got out of jail doing 11, 15 or whatever it was for carjacking. They ain't going to say that charges were dropped or whatever you did on that case. I don't know. I don't give a shit what happened in that case. But all they're going to say is he just got out after doing a year. 6 days later, he's accused of murder. With another boy. Juvenile. And he goes to court. They sit there and look at this. Denies it. Don't know nothing about nothing. Wasn't there. And you can tell, shit, man, we've been up since 10 o'clock last night. We ain't been home. And pulling videos. Got the videos, watched the videos. Phone records.
I mean, he just laid it all out for you. You know we're not bullshitting. It's
You
up
got
to you.
co-defendants. They're going to try to cut their deal. Cut your throat so they don't go to prison for the rest of their life. I can tell you what that's what you're having. Because you're the one who pulled the trigger. They're trying to distance themselves for that. Man, I didn't know that motherfucker was going to shoot him. Hell yeah. Vincent had the gun, not me. I didn't know he was going to kill that boy. Yeah, he had it. He had the gun, silver and black gun. He's the one that shot him. Another thing that you screwed up on is you racked the slide and injected a live bullet out. It's probably got your DNA on it.
Say what?
When all this robbery popped off, you opened up the back driver's door, okay? Held all them at gunpoint. When his brother's telling him to smash out of there, just drive off, and you threatening to shoot him in the head or whatever, you racked the slide on the gun. When you did that, you ejected a shell out that hadn't been shot into the car. What that has, you know what DNA is? That's the sweat. It's perspiration. You pick up a phone, pick up an object, pick up a pen, you leave skunks in it. It's probably what's going to be on that bullet. When you shot that boy, you dumped another bullet out. He shot 2 more times and he hit the side of the car. The first one went through his back, ripped through his front, went to the dash. He's dead before he made it across W Street. But you know, you've been around. You know the biggest thing is who's going to get the deal. Who's going to tell on you to save their life. It comes down to y'all ain't going to be buddies. Y'all fighting for your life now. Y'all are fighting for your life. You got juveniles sitting over there in jail fighting for their life. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison. You're charged with second-degree murder. Penalty is maximum life prison. Natural born life. There ain't no do 30 years and get out. Natural life is natural life. You will die in prison. You want to sit there and say, I don't know nothing about nothing. I wasn't there. That's up to you. I don't give two fucks. I'm going home. I'm going to sleep in my bed tonight. Our case is tight. You want to roll the dice and play with your life, that's up to you. I don't give a fuck. We'll take you to jail. Me and her will go home. We've been up 24 hours. Been up since 6 o'clock yesterday morning, working another homicide. Got off at 4 o'clock, went home. Got called out at 10 o'clock for that bullshit that happened out there at Oakwood. And here we are still working. Ain't been home. Grinding all night, all day. Vincent, I ain't trying to scare you, but you know what I'm telling you is 100% true. It's up to you whether you want to show some emotion, remorse. It's fucked up. Wasn't supposed to happen like that. It's supposed to just be a robbery. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. I wasn't there. But what's going to happen, well, the boy's going to tell the story for you. And you won't be able to tell your story because you're going to be sitting behind that chair in court. All them jurors over there looking at you.
Before I say anything, I just want to say one thing.
Wait over.
Well, now, what I don't understand, cause this tends to happen happened with last time, too. A case started, this was told, and then in the end, something else is told. Like, basically what I'm saying is, right now what you're doing is, you're ruling it out as like, it was supposed to be a robbery type stuff, but what's your reason behind that? Like, why did it have to be a robbery? Why couldn't it have been something else? Why couldn't they have been in the wrong and then something happened? Why do we have to be in the wrong? Preferably.
Because I don't know that. Because that's only what you can tell me. What I go by is what the victim, when I say victim, the alleged robbery, the boy that survived, the white boy in the car, 2 white boys, one driving, one in the front passenger seat, and Craig Chambers, whatever, Chambliss. It's in the back seat. So we go by what they say. And when we work that case, that leads us over there to the other boy. He ain't never been in no trouble before. He's 17 years old. He don't want to go to jail for the rest of his life. He tries to minimize his involvement. Yeah, I was the go-between. Yeah, they see me on holding somebody else's gun on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, wherever the fuck it was. We got a report generated about that. School resource officer saw it, whatever somebody brought it to his attention. Went to his mama, her grandmother, Julia Rich, stays up in Inslee, or Lincoln Park over off Griffin. Takes it up with her. Okay, but he stays with his girl down here. So you got him thrown in the mix. Nah, it wasn't supposed to be a robbery. What it was, they were supposed to trade guns. That's what the whole thing was. They was going to trade guns. But man, I didn't want to go. Well, why didn't you want to go? Man, I just didn't want to get in the middle of that stuff. They used my phone to set it up, all this stuff. But they boosted me up. That was his words. They boosted me up to get that boy to come over here.
I never touched nobody's phone, so that's a lie. I never texted nobody, that's a lie. So
I don't doubt that. I know he set it up. He's the one that set the shit up. But what he did, he stayed over there at the L building at Tavion's house, who's on GPS. And we got the damn cameras. We know he didn't go out there with him. Thing about it is, Craig knows Dooney. Knows him. That wasn't him that come out there. These 2 other fuckers, they jumped the fence. They didn't come out the gate, they jumped over the wall. They hit the ground behind us. The white guy, Dalton, in the front seat, he said, man, I knew what time it was then. And I had a pistol out, silver and black. Opened up the back door, told him, give it up. You understand where I'm going with this? You got a set of people that say certain thing. This is your opportunity to come in here and say, that ain't what happened. This is what happened. But the problem is, you got folks on your side matching up the story on the other side of the boy that got shot, his people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not us against them. It's three of y'all on this side. I have no doubt that Dooney set that shit up. He was the one that set it up for them boys to come over there. But he puts it off on y'all. Them's the two that went out there. Them's the two that went out there and met him. It's supposed to be a trade. But man, I didn't go out there with him. Well, how come you didn't go out there with him? It was going to be a robbery. And that's what they say. Give it up. And that's why that boy got shot in the back, because he tried to smash out of there.
I have one more question before I go into this. Do all us have to go down?
That's only something that you can tell me. Because right now we charge everybody. You know what I'm saying?
The reason I asked that, because Demetrius Caesar, that's my cousin.
Y'all family?
Yeah, he really had no involvement in it. So this how it went. We go to TA. I ain't know nothing about what was going on at first. So we go to TA, and they like, Vince, boom, Craig not finna come to the front, do you want to trade the gun out with and stuff like that? And I'm like, we just gonna trade the gun? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever. Boom. Me, I just got out, so I'm just like, I really shouldn't be getting involved in this, but they said it's just gonna be a trade, so boom. All right, he said he on the way, So when they said it out, boom, he had me the gun out the wall. Boom. When I walked to the back side door, Craig was like, man, you know you can get in. I messaged you, you my dog, stuff like that. So, when I get in the car, he reached for the gun. So I put it back, and he up his, so I was gonna drop him. And I'm just like, man, I don't pull out, man, but he just like, I don't know how y'all do it, but in the streets, when you do something like that disrespectful, like he tried to snatch the gun from my hand. So I'm like, all right, boom, if you gonna shoot me, I'm gonna shoot him type stuff. What I didn't know was, until I guess, well, this is what my conclusion came to. I guess his gun didn't have no bullets in it, but that's not what I knew. So I pointed at the driver, and he still got a gun pointing at me. And he like, boy, you better chill out. I'm like, boy, yo, I better chill out. So boom, he pointed at me, and then now I'm scared. I'm just like, he finna kill me for real. Ain't been out nothing for 6 days. All I want to do was get out and let him out. Like I messed up with some crazy stuff. So I'm thinking, like, I can just walk away that route, but it wasn't that. So I still got a gun pointed at. I think it was the driver. So I'm like, all right, boom. What we were gonna do was, well, what I was gonna do, I was gonna drive out. That's why I locked the door, grab him out, and just hold him like down the road. But it ain't go like that. Go like that. Boom. He locked the door back. Right down. Craig pointed his, and he smashed off, and I flinched, and I shot him. And then after that, I was just like, it's over. I'm like, I knew this is what I'm comfortable. But nothing out there was intentional.
What was the point of pointing the gun at the driver, though? If Craig's pointing his gun at you, Craig's in the back seat, right?
Yeah.
So he's pointing at you, and you pointing at the driver. Y'all
You shoot me fast enough, I might not be able to shoot you.
Right.
But I know for a fact I'm going to shoot him.
Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is,
So that was your mentality, that he gets me, I'm going to get the driver?
my mentality was, maybe he cared enough about his homeboy to not shoot me.
Gotcha.
And boom, he still had his pointer. So I'm like, Maybe he don't care about him.
So was that the whole thing? Y'all supposed to trade guns?
It was supposed to be an actual trade, but when I got in the car, when I went to step in the car, Caesar, he didn't know what was going on. Like, I swear to you, Caesar ain't have no involvement in this. Like, he really didn't know what was going on. That's why I asked, do all gotta go down? Because that's gonna be on my conscience, because he just recently got out too. And he has nothing to do with it.
Caesar just got out too? For what?
I don't know, but he had went to a program initially, and then they said he had signed the riot, so they sent to county, walk down and stuff like that.
Right.
But he ain't had nothing to do with it. He was at the back of the car the whole time telling me to come on, just chill, come on.
Now this is why I come at you. With you saying that, if we're gonna go all in 100, I need some stuff from you.
What you mean?
The pistol that was used in it. This is all good face
I
stuff.
don't know where that pistol is. That's not my gun.
The pistol that you had?
Okay, but that's not my gun. That we were supposed to, we actually used the phone trade to that. That's not what it was. That's not my gun. I don't know who gun that is, but they asked me that I want to trade, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go trade. And I probably should have asked them why didn't they want to go.
So somebody else is getting you to trade their gun. So you got that's your problem right there, is you got fucked up with somebody else's business.
Yeah.
And you the one left holding the trick bag. So now you in here because you trading somebody else's gun. Now we don't have that gun to corroborate your story. You got your cell phone so we can see text messages and all that shit?
I told you I ain't text nobody. I really didn't text nobody. I didn't tell nobody I was coming out there. Nothing. I didn't text nobody. And when we were supposed to go out, the only thing that was supposed to happen was me, Caesar, Kalazna, we was all gonna slap box stuff like that. Cause we just like to fight each other a lot. And then next thing
Y'all were gonna do what?
slap box. It's like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
boom. The next thing you know, they're talking about trading the gun. And I'm like,
Whose house were y'all at over there?
we want to know about out there. We don't go on nobody else live out there because Tavion, his mama, she doesn't like a lot of people over there, so we don't be over there. And that's the only person we know that really stay out there. So we the damn street that's out there. Like, just send them.
You know, the biggest problem is trying to weed through all that stuff. And
You said what?
the problem you got is it's going to be hard for somebody else to come in here and tell your story.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same story?
Bro, I don't
You know what I'm saying?
saying?
Let me ask you this. After that shit popped off, where'd y'all go?
After it popped off, we went back. Well, I was in, for the past couple of days, I've been at Avondale.
Avondale?
Yeah, I went about public stuff, blah, blah. So I went back over
That's a
there.
long way to walk. How you get up there?
Then you say we rode off on bike?
Bicycles? Yeah, it's still a long haul on bicycle.
Then since me and Caesar were little, we been riding bicycles, walking.
I understand that.
It ain't really nothing, you know. When I was in the county, I used to play ball a lot and work out a lot, so my legs, it's like,
Strong.
yeah, it's like it don't really affect me.
You know where Caesar at?
No.
You talked to him since all this shit happened.
Earlier, yeah. He was like, am I straight? I'm like, yeah.
He's on your street?
No, he was like, am I straight? I'm like, yeah.
That's
But he ain't had nothing to do with it, though, for real. That's one person I
well, he's gonna have to come in here and talk to us.
That's somebody I can vouch for, though. Like, he real deal. He got nothing to do with it. He sat at the back of the car the whole time. He was scared to move.
He was in the car too.
He sat at the back of the car. I know he
He's
never got in
behind
the car before the boy grabbed the gun. Well, he grabbed the gun. I yanked it back. I was like, well, I don't know. He fucked me, so I fucked the gun. But before, no, yeah, like I said, before I got in the car, before I even got
But you know it would be good for that if we had that gun? Craig's DNA would be on that gun to back your story up.
you know, after a gun used, people wipes it off. So, you know,
That's gonna hurt you.
you know.
So when y'all left out there, you rode to Avondale. Where'd Caesar go? He go with you and stay the night?
No, I don't stay out there. I went out there, I left from down there. I ain't even want to start out.
You go back home?
Nope.
I mean, I can't read your mind. I ain't guessing if we're going to go all in and talk about this. You'd think you'd be more forthcoming.
I was just in the downtown area. The way you came and got me, I was just over there all day.
Okay.
I couldn't really sleep or nothing like that. So,
I imagine. It's a whirlwind of emotion. Wasn't expecting it. Life-changing event. Unknown. Didn't know that boy's going to make it. When did you find out he's dead?
when I found out he was dead. It wasn't early morning. It had to be like later, like probably like around like 1 or something like that. Cause they was like something about I had scrolling down my news feed and it said something about that was my friend RPM, and I was like, dang, he didn't make it.
You know, it also hurts you. Call 911. Hey, say what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. That would probably go a long way. You say, hey man, this shit was self-defense. Boy pulled a pistol on me. I didn't have a choice, pulled a pistol on him.
But all due respect, I'm 16. I'm not thinking.
That's right. You know, you are 16. You ain't some hardened criminal out there running the streets, been sent off to prison time and time again, in and out of jail. You're 16 years old. People make mistakes. Then that's when they should come forward and say, hey, this is what happened. But you see, the problem now is we don't have the pistol.
Yeah.
Basically, you're wanting to take it for yourself. You don't want to say where the pistol at or whose the pistol was.
I didn't know the pistol, and I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. How did you come to acquire the pistol?
When I came up, what's it called? They were like, Craig finna come to the wall. Boom. We gonna, cause the pistol, it was in a book bag. So we grabbed that book bag. But they were like, Craig finna come to the wall from the trade. And I was like, what y'all finna trade? I'm thinking they talking about like shoe stuff. Cause when I met, I was saying about me and Craig were about 14, 15 when we PHS together. And I used to trade Craig like phones and stuff for shoes. We used to trade stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's something like that. And like, we finna trade pistols. So like instantly I was just like, in my head, I was like, I shouldn't be getting involved with this. I was just gone 11 months. But then he was like, it ain't nothing like that. We just gonna trade. So I'm thinking, alright, I'm just out the walk. But then I ain't even think like, okay, why you don't want to?
Couldn't you just backed out the door at that point? Couldn't you just backed out the door at that point?
Nah, I'm not saying I couldn't, but I'm not saying I could though. Cause like man, I known Craig since we was about 10. We went like to school from 6th grade up. So I was just like,
So you've known him about 6 years.
yeah.
Y'all ain't have been crossed up before.
You know, we was really like this, like.
Uh-huh.
We used to like play fight every day, go to school, so we was in the same class, all that. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna go over there, boom, shake his hand, trade it off, and like, boom. So when I hopped the gate and I held it like this, like from the bottom of the gun, you know, like from where the clip I had like this, so they didn't think I was trying to come up like, okay, wow, So when I walked to the window, I'm trying to trade the window. He like, man, you can come on the car, you know I fought you. So I'm just like, all right, bet, then my dog. So I stepped in the car with the pistol like this. And I felt his hand on it, so I pulled it back. And boom, he did like that, and I did like that. And I was just like, boom.
Let me ask you this. What makes you like the main person? Because it's you, Dooney, and Demetrius. I mean, what made you be the one to, for lack of a better word, take charge and you're going to be the trading man on this? When Dooney is the one that's talking to Craig, he knows Craig. He's going back and forth with him on either phone call, text message, messenger, whatever the hell it is. What makes you take over the lead role in this when?
I guess because I'm like, out of all of them, I'm actually really like knows Craig. Because both of them has had a problem with Craig before, like, doing it and them, like, they really like, because, I don't know, dude, but doing it used to get into it with his homeboy last night, and they like, his homeboy like your brother, so just like I called him my brother, so Like he really like used to get into it with him a lot. So I got him to see them. Demetrius. Since we was little, he grew up fighting them, but he's fighting them on the regular. So
But that's the issue right there is you're talking about firearms at this point. It ain't a phone and a pair of shoes. You're talking about guns, and y'all don't really fuck with him like that. You know what I mean?
They don't. I do. That's what I said. Like that really like that would not.
But you're talking about guns. They don't fuck with him like that. But I mean, you've friends with him or whatever. But I mean,
I was gone for 11 months and a lot has changed. So I figured, all right, all the beef they had, like, it's done. Like, nothing else gonna transpire. So,
you know where Craig's at? 'Cause, I mean, at this point in the game, it's imperative to talk to Craig. I mean,
he probably out celebrating his birthday.
Demetrius?
No, you said
I meant
Craig.
Demetrius, not Craig.
Yeah, Craig probably out celebrating today's birthday.
Yeah. I'm talking about Demetrius. Where did I find Demetrius at?
I don't know that because I talked to Demetrius probably about like, I talked to Demetrius a couple times. He just kept like asking me about rights stuff like that. I don't know. Like,
He got a girl?
no, he got a big mama, but they don't mess with each other. Like they're not on good terms at all.
What about his mom? Where's she stay?
His mama don't like me like that. I ain't gonna say a lot of you.
She don't like you?
No, because when we were little, he used to sneak out the house a lot with me and stuff, and so they moved away.
She kind of puts you off as a bad influence.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But then, like, we got like kind of like close and stuff like that. But then his little brother, demonstrated he had died and stuff like that.
From what?
He got hit by a car over off Michigan. You probably heard about it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He got hit by a car in Michigan, something like that. So she really just grew antisocial. Like, she don't want people around. She don't like people around. She feels uncomfortable around. Like, so.
Can you imagine what she's going to feel like? She done lost one kid, got killed. Now her other one's looking at a murder charge.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
She going to die with a broken heart. She'll probably blame you for it too, because she thinks you're a bad influence. Does he stay with any other people?
I don't know. I ain't really been to see that. I've been to see about like 2 days. That's it.
You only saw him in 2 days?
Yeah. He just got out.
If you had to guess, where would you see him at?
Probably around like Mayfield and stuff like that. You know, the area like down Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in that area right down.
Would he be at somebody's house in particular?
He like play basketball.
Not playing basketball?
He probably be at the park or something like that. None of that was intentional. And like I said, I understand on that. Demetrius, he had nothing to do with it for like, he didn't know what was going on.
I mean, I don't think he went over there with an intention to kill somebody. I really don't.
I got 5 nieces.
5 nieces?
Yeah, I really shouldn't have got involved with them. Yeah, like when I went over there, like what was going through my head, like someone was telling me something wasn't going to go bad. I was just like,
You know what that's called? That's your conscience.
I was like,
Trying to guide you, telling you don't get involved with this bullshit.
I was like, man, I don't think this is going to go right. Cause he said, and like, he didn't say he would like, he didn't come by. So he said he was like waiting on somebody to come. So I was like, he might bring some people on some other stuff. And right when they see it, they might, that's what I was thinking, like, man, he might get robbed, something like that. So when I had the ball, I jumped down. I walked to the car with the window, walked to the window with the pistol like that. He told me to get in the car and stuff. I was like, all right.
What was the purpose of coming over the fence? Instead of just walking out the gate?
Cause the gate, man, I don't know. When I was out the first time, you need a password to open up the gate. And
Here's a button.
unless
You
you
push
get
the
that's
sit there and let it open.
But I don't really go through that. I ain't never went through that like more than get home. And that's cause
You see the cars coming in and out of that place.
It wasn't a car coming out when I was down. Well, around this time, it wasn't a car coming out. Car didn't come out until he had got shot. Car didn't come to them, and they went the opposite way. And also never come on the wall, cause when you stand on the top stairs, you can see where they pull up at and stuff. And the car was like right there, so ain't no need to walk out the front gate because police be in and out of GA. And I'm like, okay, I just got out. Like, how that's gonna look if I get caught with a pistol charge out there? So I'm like, all right, I come out, and the police see my pocket looking pretty heavy, and they choose to stop because I'm out late, something like that. So I just like, we go over the wall, do the trade, I back over the wall, go about my business. I said it one night.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about this that you think I should know that I haven't asked you?
That I really do to add more to the night, like what I seen. So like I'm able to add like to the night of what transpired and stuff.
Do you have something else to tell me that I should know about it?
One thing that really that like I said, we didn't to be honest, we didn't even know the majority of them was out there. Like when we came out though, we thought it was just gonna be Tavion and Biggs, AJ. That's it. Then they had left, and when they went leaving, everybody else was pulling up. So I think that probably set it off right there too. Like, a bunch of people get together. But like I said, they just like we finna trade Craig. They said we finna trade Craig a gun. So I'm like, no trade guns. I'll be like, whatever.
That's what. All right, there just don't make no sense to me. Trade a gun. I mean, how you figure out what? I don't know. To me, it'd be, what are you trading me? Is it equal in value, or am I going to get the better deal? And then, I mean, obviously, some pictures took place to see what was there to meet up. If it looks like, no, I don't want that hunk of shit, I'm out.
And what I've seen, the gun looked pretty good.
We got it. It would have been a lot better if we had yours also.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that bridge that you got to cross. If you don't want to put it out there in good faith and try to, put some more stock in your story, per se, of, this is what really happened. Got the gun from this person, or, this is what happened afterward,
Like, everything I told you, that's all I know. Cause like, we left right after. Y'all, like you say, if you really saw that film, we left right after. So I wouldn't know where the gun at. I wouldn't know where everybody went.
Okay, but you had the gun when you left. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I dropped it right over the wall. When I went over the wall, I dropped it. I don't know if somebody picked it up, somebody didn't, but I was like, okay. Like I said, police being TA.
How far down the wall were you when you dropped it?
Right when I hopped over, I just threw it. Like, I don't know if doing the grab it, I don't know if somebody else grabbed it, but right when I hopped over the wall, I just like, man, I'm gonna get this out of my possession, because if he did get shot, well, since he got shot, if it wasn't a murder, it would have been attempted aggravated assault. And I was like, man, no.
So you just want to dump the gun right then?
I think, I don't know if that's the first or the second bill, but probably the second bill.
So y'all went farther up before y'all hopped the wall?
Like, no, the wall, same wall we hopped over there. Right when I got over there, and I was finna grab a bike. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna take the bike. And I threw it, and I just ran. And that's when I got over there. And I did grab a bike. I threw it over the gate. And me and Caesar, we left. And he was like, what happened and stuff like that. Like, and I was just like, you grabbed the gun and stuff. But like I said, it was all like Caesar didn't have involvement in this for real. Like, but, that's what y'all do.
Is Dooney out there by the wall with you? Dooney out there by the wall with you, or did he stay over at Tavion's?
I don't think he came to the wall, like as of like the wall. I don't think he was that close.
What you got? Raise your right hand. You swear in the front of the statement you gave is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Sir.
We'll be back in just a minute.
As a result of this gun exchange heist gone wrong, Abel Kane lost his life. So what about the perpetrators? Let's go from the eldest to the youngest. Demetrius Caesar, who was 18 at the time of the heist, ran to another state after the murder, but was apprehended and sent back to Florida to face justice. While out on bond, he was involved in another murder. He eventually pled to a robbery charge with respect to the heist and received a 30 years sentence. And he also took a plea deal pleading to second-degree murder in the subsequent murder charge and received a 30-year sentence. He will be released on June 8, 2054, when he will be 54 years old. Next comes Elijah Watson, whose interrogation we watched. That was the first one we published in this case. He was 17 at the time the murder took place. He actually cooperated with investigators at the interrogation and cooperated with cops. Moving forward in the case, he made a good deal, pled to a charge of robbery with a weapon, and he was sentenced to only 25 years in prison. He's expected to be out on June 21st, 2042, when he will be 41 years old. Finally, we have Vincent Winchester, whose interrogation you just watched. He was the youngest of the trio. He was only 16 when the murder of Abel Kane took place. He was convicted at trial of second-degree murder. He received a 50-year sentence. He's expected to be out on June 14, 2068, when he will be 66 years old.
All right, buddy, you ready to get out of here, man? Stand up. As soon as the end's back on. Hey, just like that. Lock so they don't get tied on.
Thank you for watching today's deep dive. If you found this case interesting or have any thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. Remember, this community thrives on smart and respectful discussion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay on track with our new case videos. We cover new details, court hearings, interviews, interrogations, and more. This is Maya with Deep Dive True Crime and Mentor Lawyer Justice Network, and I'll see you all in the next video.